Hello, hello. I believe we are live. So I have been having all kinds of problems with my setup here. I had my main computer died on me, so I had to reset everything. I'm using my laptop that I use for video editing, and I'd never had OBS on here, and it was tricky. I haven't, it's one of those things you set up one time, you don't really think about too much. For me anyway, I'm not, I'm very novice. I don't understand half of it, so I have to look up tutorials. So hopefully this is working and there is sound and everything. I think there is. Action Figure Agency, what's up? How's the sound, man? So I'm sitting here trying to see if this is working right. I'm on my laptop. My computer died. I don't know if you caught that beginning part, so I had to do some weird stuff I don't think I had to do on the PC. Okay, awesome, thank you. Yeah, because the laptop's a Mac, and it's wonderful for video editing because it's just great for that. But I had to download a plugin and everything to get the desktop audio to play. It was all this weird stuff that I didn't have to do on the PC. So thank you for that input. Okay. Let's see, I've been working on this little Gundam. Get the Gundam head. I'm not like a pro Gundam builder or anything. I've done a couple of them a long time ago. Really simple, just panel lining, put the decals on after I put it together. Probably going to be doing, let's see, just a little simple something. So what are you up to tonight, Action Figure Agency? Pen. Gonna make a wood floor. Where am I? There we go. Wood floor. Jay, good evening. How are you? What are we doing here? I am so not used to this because I'm on this one little laptop screen. Normally I have two monitors set up to see what's going on, read the chat. It's alright, we're gonna make this work. Yeah, the heat in Texas has been rough. It's been rough, but it's one of those things, you just don't go out in the day too much. You just do what you have to do and hide in the AC. Action Figure Agency. I'm working on a sewer dial right now, but it kind of sucks. I don't knock it, man. I always feel stuff sucks while I'm doing it at some point. Not always, but very often. And then, usually it turns out okay. So there's always that point of feeling that. But you just move forward and do it. And if you don't like it when it comes out, you can always make another one later. No big deal. So I had a whole bunch of ideas wrote down and everything that I was gonna get ready for today's, the Friday night chill stream I've been doing. This is the 5th one in a row now, so I think this might actually be the night that I do this. Maybe I'll actually nail down a time at some point, but we're not there yet. But then my computer blew up, so yeah, I've spent the time I would have spent getting ready for that trying to get the stream to even work. So that was fun. Learning experience. So how far are you on the sewer diorama? You about done? Partway through? Partway. Got the first wall and the big drain done. Yeah, I mean, once you get all the main stuff set up, you can just add, I'm sure you know this, but you just add more details. And usually that's when I start to like it the most, is when I'm putting all the extra little things on there. And then sometimes when I paint it, at first I don't like it. Usually the carving and assembling part, I'll get frustrated at points, but then I might not like it there. And then a little later, as the paint starts to come together, towards the end of the painting process, I'll be like, all right, this is pretty cool. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens quite a bit. Ryan, yo, what's up, Ryan? It's going good. Going good. I mean, aside from some technical difficulties, my PC crapped out on me, so I'm having to do this from my laptop, which required me to set everything up again. So that was fun. But aside from that, good. What are you up to, Ryan? You know what? I don't know if I want that one last little... Nah, I'm gonna cut that off. We're actually gonna make it even? What? That's not what I usually do, but that's what we're gonna do today. Cool, cool. Briscoe, what's up, Briscoe? Okay, now I need a dull pencil. Where's the dull pencil? Let me see if I can find that pencil. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay. So what are you up to tonight, Briscoe? For sure, Ryan. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I had a whole list of things that I was possibly going to do, but then my time got taken up trying to set up this computer for the stream. And, you know, first world problems, but it's a Mac, and it's a little bit different than setting it up than the PC. So just to get the audio to play from the music I got going right now, right? It's like desktop audio capture. On the PC, it's very simple. You just add the source in. On the Mac, it won't let you do it. You have to add a second app and then go into sound settings, and I don't know, it was kind of confusing. So I had to go through some tutorials to do that. And so that was fun. Oh, some movies, Briscoe? What movies are you thinking about, man? I watched Braveheart the other day. Haven't seen that in a long time. I actually picked it up on DVD at a half-price bookstore. Now I know, before someone says it, that there are actual patterns that people do wooden floors in, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Tarantino, cool. I have been getting the itch to watch Pulp Fiction lately, and I haven't in a long time, and possibly Reservoir Dogs. But, you know, I need to familiarize myself with more Tarantino, because those are really the only two movies that I saw of his that I liked. I saw, what was it, the vampire one? And I didn't like it at all. So I kind of like strayed away after that. When Pulp Fiction came out, though, it was just such a, I don't know how to put it, but unusual movie that at that time it was just I found it very intriguing. Slapshot. Nice. Yeah, Ryan, I don't even know how many movies made. Briscoe might, but I think it's only around 10 or something like that, 9 or 10. I couldn't name them, though. Let's see what that looks like. So for this styrofoam wooden floor, sometimes I would grab a wire brush and do the wood grain in it, but I'm not going to do that with this. I'm going to use the actual pencil to make the fake wood grain. And sometimes I've seen people like draw lines, and you could draw specific lines on here to make like the, you know, like that to get the, oh, can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, like the wood grain look drawn on there, but I'm not going to do that either. I'm just kind of go crazy on it with the pencil, and it's usually works out pretty well. Gives it an interesting texture. Is that enough? Maybe one here. The Night Person. Well, it is the night. At least it is here. Just finished Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, debating if I want to watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of anything past that. So I saw the first three movies, and that's it. I did watch some of the young Indiana Jones made-for-TV series on VHS a long time ago. I think I got a VHS 3-pack that had, you know, what is it? Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade, and it came with An Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. And I actually liked it at the time. You know, it was before everyone hated everything on the internet and was constantly criticizing everything. And it also just was, you know, I don't know, kind of goofy, made-for-TV thing. It didn't bother me at all. I kind of liked it. Okay, Briscoe. I see. Pencil isn't quite dull enough, so it's making some pretty deep ruts, but it'll look cool when it's painted. It'll just look more worn, so that's totally fine. And you know, it's crazy. You could go really, really meticulous on this and try to draw out every single line to have it, you know, you put knots in there and stuff, and I just kind of one day just started going nuts on it, and I realized, you know, that doesn't really look that bad once you paint it. I kind of like it. It's a bit more random, if you would. I use a toothpick to do the wood grain, poke holes, and then draw the lines around to get, yeah, so toothpick works. I've seen people use pen, and another thing that works really, really great, I don't have one right here, I thought I did, is just a wire brush. You know, you just drag the wire brush across that, and it'll give you that finer grain that maybe looks a little bit more, I don't know if realistic is the right word, because it's really not realistic, but it's real-ish. You know, this is a bit more, I don't know, exaggerated, but when you paint it, it doesn't look bad at all. Spaded one. The most exciting part. Maybe. Duffman, what's up? What's the look for, Duffman? Are you trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing? I'm guessing you use a wire brush for your wood grain, right, Duffman? Yeah, Jay, exactly. The lines are very straight. The one thing I kind of like about it is if you're trying to get like a really weathered, like a pirate ship deck look or something, it looks pretty good because you can paint it like a flat color and then do a wash over it and it seeps down in there and looks all gnarly looking. So it's good for some things. I use it a lot for doors. I use that wire brush a lot for wooden doors. Oh, right on, Duffman. Let me see something here. What am I doing? I wasn't going to share the stream on Instagram, but I'm thinking I should stop being silly and just share it because I was like, oh, this thing is not working too well. I was a little worried the audio wasn't going to work at all because of all the technical difficulties I was going through. Where is the link? What are you up to, Duffman? You working on anything tonight? I'm sure you're working on something. You're always working on something, man. Okay, that totally did not work out. I don't know. This might not work. All right. Maybe I'll forego that. Sinus infection and a pounding migraine. That does not sound like fun at all. But this is that time of year with the allergies. Allergies are hitting a bit, so. Although we're kind of moving past it here in Texas, and it's just turning into the deadly heat that we get. What happened was I bought a second webcam because I use my main camera for the overhead. That's the camera I use for other videos too, and that's like a nicer camera. And then I was using a webcam for my face, and I was going to have a second webcam for the hot wire cutter, so I could switch over when I was going to use the hot wire cutter and have that set up. And I'm gonna do that eventually or pretty soon here, and that's gonna add like a lot more dynamic things I could do to have a larger work spot that's not right in front of my computer while we're doing a stream. But I should have known this, but my computer has been dying for, I don't know, maybe like 6 months now. So I never turn it off, because when I turn it off, it never wants to boot up again. And it seems like it's electrical, some connector somewhere or something. The board was dying, I don't know, but disconnected everything, moved it, set everything up, and would not turn on again. I, unseated everything, reseated everything, let the power drain, all that good stuff, and it's just not wanting to do anything for me. So I had to set up everything on my laptop, and that's what I'm doing right now. But that's why we're at the desk across the room that's normally behind me when I'm streaming. Which is nice. It's a nice desk. It's just I'm looking at this little tiny laptop monitor. I don't have... It's hard to see what's going on. Are you working on a pirate ship now? I'm not. So I was looking on Pinterest for some different ideas for things to do, and one of the things I came across was like it's almost like an anime look, but it's not anime. Kind of like a lo-fi room. There are some that have like the desk or a bed, but it's just a little setting where you have like the wooden floor. And the one feature that really stood out to me about it was there was really big windows, and I was thinking of even maybe trying to make them out of styrofoam, because it's going to be very, very flimsy. It's not something I would be able to like make and give to someone else, but they were really big windows with multiple slats in it, and it just gave like this kind of dreamy look that I really liked. So that was one of the things I was thinking about working on. So I said, you know what, I need a little piece of wooden floor. And as per the usual arrangement, I didn't have much time, although I set aside time to plan this stream, but I just didn't have much time to go into planning because I was working with the technical difficulties. So I was like, screw it, I'll make a wood floor. I got that, and I got to carve the other side of this wall. We did last week. This one is the wing for one of that circular stained glass window thing we did. So I'm going to be doing the other side of that. And then maybe I'll try to put that window together. I'm not sure. I was also thinking about doing some cabinets or something for maybe even this scene. And I've made some before out of foam. You can buy dollhouse cabinets, obviously. But like here, I made this is something I made for my little Christmas workshop diorama a while back, last year for Christmas. So this is almost all foam, and that's that wire brush technique right there. Get a little more light. So that's like that wire brush on the foam. But yeah, this is all pink foam, except the fronts of these is styrene. So it's like styrene fronts, and then the hinges and the handles, I figured styrene would be a little bit more squared, have that solid look. If you did it with foam, it looks squishy and a little uneven. So, but yeah, I've wanted to do a lot of cabinets, or maybe like a workbench or something, and so I'll be doing that soonish. Sometimes it takes the BFH to fix it. BFH. Not exactly sure what that means, but I have an idea, but I'm not positive. We'll leave it alone. Oh, okay. There we go. Wasn't quite what I was going for. I got the middle letter right anyway. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to probably get another computer now. So that's fun. I needed one. My other PC is an old, Dell refurbished business machine. I added a graphic card. I upgraded to an SSD, added some RAM, and it worked. You couldn't play a game on it or anything, nothing modern, but it held its own for streaming and stuff like that. It couldn't edit videos worth a damn, which is why I got this laptop, was for editing videos. And I kind of like to just leave the laptop for that, not get it bogged down with everything else. Always have it ready to go for that specific task. No. Yeah, I know how that feels, Duffman. I do. I hope you're taking some painkillers or something at least. I get migraines too, and I get them from, I don't have to be sick or anything. Just actually doing this sometimes, but it's not too often. I usually get them from work, looking down, maybe too much time on the computer as well, and my neck gets stiff, and then it just grows from there, and a little light sensitive, a little queasy, and the only thing I can really do to get rid of it is to take a nap for a few hours, and a little bit of Tylenol doesn't hurt either. Ice pack helps a little bit. Ice pack on the head, not too bad. Your iPad's in its final days as well. Yeah, I mean, so many things these days, it's freaking expensive. So you want to just run it into the ground. But really with the computer, I just hate having to go through setting it up again. Once you finally get it to running the way you want it to, and programs are working, and you have everything on there, you don't want to deal with it. But now that I have this going, and this is, a business for tax purposes, and obviously I earn some income with it. It earns enough I can purchase the computer for streaming, and video games are research for the dioramas I build. They are actually. I will go around in video games sometimes just to look for items for inspiration. So I can write it off. And yeah, gonna be doing that soon. And like I said, it's been, I don't even know how many years since I bought a new desktop computer. Probably about 7 years or something. Briscoe, you ever play with the Apple Pencil? I got into Procreate for a little while when that first Apple Pencil came out, and that was just really, really fun. Okay, Wooden floor, not too bad. The newest Zelda is diorama inspiration times a million, says the Night Person. The Night Person, I haven't played the newest Zelda, but yeah, I bet it is, because the art in those games is usually really, really nice. And yeah, I might have to take a look at that. I've been playing Diablo 4, and I really want to make a diorama, like a base or just something for Diablo 4, but the art style in it, it's got a very specific mood, and it's okay. Like, I kind of like the vibe, but it's kind of muddy. You know what I mean? I mean, if you ever played Diablo games, 3 had a much crisper art style. This is more like 2, where it's just feels like random generated stuff almost, and there's nothing like... There's a few areas that kind of stand out to me that might look kind of cool, but a lot of it is just very generic Diablo-ishness. I don't know how to put it. Yeah, Briscoe, that Apple Pencil is really, really cool. Really cool. I'd say, you know, the iPad with the Apple Pencil and Procreate, while it won't totally replace Photoshop, it definitely is super, super strong for sketching, and, you know, you can draw something or even take a picture of something and then color it however you want and use the layers and the pencil. I mean, it's really, once you get into it, it's really quite a bit of fun. Okay, so we have this. What do I want to put in here? Why do I feel like building something goofy, like just a... What do we got here? I know I had a thinner piece of foam. I have this. I suppose I could use this and just chop it down. Yeah, it's cool. Alright, I think I'm going to chop this up and make a little... I don't know, I want to make something out of this, but I don't know what. Okay. Let me grab that hot wire cutter. Cut this down a little bit. I feel like I need a 6-inch figure so I could see how big this is going to be. I guess I got this Warhammer dude, but he's a little bit small. Yeah. Yeah, Briscoe, I kind of went on this whole like weird creative journey. Around 30, I just started... It's crazy because I never really drew or anything, and I really don't draw. I mean, I'll do a sketch or something occasionally for building stuff. It's not like great, but it's enough for me to, you know, think about it in my mind. But I started trying to do, you know, some drawing, a little bit of watercolor painting, stuff like that, and ended up in Procreate. But I came back to working with foam because it's what I used to do when I was a teenager for war games terrain and stuff. But that was actually when I got sober, so I stopped drinking. I had a lot of free time on my hands. You know, when you drink too, most of your friends drink, and all of a sudden it felt really weird hanging out with about 90% of the people I knew. So I just started making stuff. That worked out pretty well. I need a 6-inch figure. Give me a second. Deadpool. He's probably a little bit bigger than 6. Yeah, about 6.5. Good enough. So that would be pretty short. It's okay. This needs to be longer. Or we could just make this shorter. Should have a mask on doing this, or my ventilation right here, but I don't right now. I'm kind of holding my breath in between cuts. Yeah, Briscoe, it's the old getting old thing, you know? You're just like, well, what do I do now? But it feels good to be more productive. I went through like woodworking and stuff too, and I'll still, not like fancy pants woodworking, but you know, making benches and some random shelves and just useful things. Side tables. Built a workbench in the garage, that kind of thing. Briscoe, you do any Gundams? I might need slightly more accurate measurements than eyeball for doing the doors to make them look right. Doors are kind of weird. If they're off a little bit, they look kind of crappy. Let's see. How big is this actually? This is 1 1/4 inch. Okay. Yeah, screw it. We'll just put them on here and eyeball it. Gundams. Hey, do you paint your Gundams? Because Briscoe, I'm actually doing a Gundam right now. Where is it? I got the, man, better lighting situation. Got the little head, body's coming together. Yep, it's been a long time since I've done a Gundam, and it's a little more time consuming than what I was remembering. I knew it was, but I was like, all right, I'll knock this out in a day if I just kind of sit down and do it. And no, that didn't happen. I couldn't bring myself to focus on it for that long. It was just too many little parts. Also, my eyesight is not as good as it was up close. You hit 40 and it just starts disintegrating. Custom display case. Nice. Okay, what am I doing here? We can have these be about that big, maybe? bad, but it's got to get thinned out. Roughly the same size. That's one of the greatest things about a hot wire cutter like this, is you can make things of similar proportion. Oh no, that messed up. What did I get hung up on? Well, that's no good. We'll have to redo that. Well, I don't know, maybe I'll be able to glue it on. This doesn't have to be perfect. So Briscoe, okay, yeah, the panel lining is not that hard, right? You just get one of those markers. I like that. Do you paint it with an airbrush? Do you have an airbrush? Because I've been looking to get an airbrush. I got a very inexpensive one that's like an all-in-one, and someone recommended it, and it was cool. It worked for a little bit, but I don't know, I was just having problems with it, and I am not, I know you need to maintain it. I did run airbrush cleaner through it right after, but I don't know, I did something to it probably, but it's just not. I think I just want to get something a little bit better if I'm going to go that route. But also space is limited. My garage is like, you'll die in there if you go down there for more than like an hour right now. It's just too hot. So, ventilation will probably be an issue. I don't know. I have some inline duct fans that I can probably build something out of cardboard with an air filter in it. Pipe it out a window maybe. Take a little, maybe I can clean that up a little bit. That worked? Did that work? Yeah, that worked. That's all right. This one's too thin, but I think we're gonna get by with that. And this one is too thick, so let's thin it out as well. Okay. So is this going to form an okay looking cabinet thing? Yes. Yes. With the counter. Where's the counter? Did I just chop up the counter? I just chopped up the counter, I think. Yeah, my brain. Good work. Or is this it? No, this could work. This will work. There we go. So cool, something like that. Yeah, let's go with that. I use an airbrush for main painting and hand brushes for details. A good starting airbrush is the Iwata Eclipse. It's around 200, 250 in Canada. Cool. Any recommendations on the compressor for that? And do you use like one of those filter hoods? Because I actually got like a pretty nice paint set. Sent to me. So I mean, I kind of feel douchey saying that, but yeah, the company sent it to me, and I did a couple of Instagram stories about it. But I would like to use it and actually make a video with it. But it's nice. It's got like a bunch of airbrush paints. All right, what am I thinking? Oh yeah, I was gonna write down your recommendation. Let me get a Post-it note. Did I forget how to spell eclipse? I sure did. That's okay. Cool. let's get this out of here. So I was gonna use a wire brush for the top of this, but now that I'm thinking about it, if the floor wood texture is like this, do I want to use a wire brush? I don't know. Boy, I tell you, this stream so far is really fitting the name, because this is a random diorama. This is like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Just doing something. Just doing something. No, I think I'm going to use the wire brush. It seems like the top would be finer. Unfortunately, everything is in a state of flux, so where's the wire brush? Who knows? Oh, there's one of them. I don't know what kind it is. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but when you're using a wire brush, like the material it's made out of makes a big difference for how aggressive it is. And some of them give a, okay, this one's kind of like a fine look. I like that. This is good for this use. But some of them like really just shred it and it looks super rough. Like very damaged wood. Which is good for some things. We'll throw a little bit rougher on the edges. Anyone there? For some reason it's showing like everything just dropped off. I think the stream is still going. Okay, we're just gonna keep going and act like it's still working, but I can't really tell. The Iwata Smart Jet or Ninja Jet for the compressor. Okay, Briscoe, cool. Yeah, it's actually now showing that there's 0 viewers. Like, I don't know, just the chart just went whoosh, to no one, 0. So I don't know what it's doing. Smart Jet or Ninja Jet. Cool. Thank you. I will take a look at those. All right, we need some glue. Need some Aleene's tacky glue. I could use hot glue and have everything done and ready to go, but we're going to use not hot glue. I could actually use this glue. But this stuff is pricey. Oh, there's the Aleene's. Yeah, it's weird. I've never had that happen before where it just decided to show absolutely no one. Like everything just is gone. Whatever. Okay. This is gonna look a little bit janky, there's no question, but it'll be alright. This is supposed to have kind of like a chilled out kind of vibe to it. Not super serious, kind of loose. this will be just fine. Yeah, you can tell it's a little not cut exactly evenly, but we will be just fine with that. Briscoe, do you have any pictures of the Gundams you painted? Is it up on your page? Am I being bad and I've never looked? I can't remember if I looked or not. Okay. I do tend to work on stuff kind of late, so the quiet one might be nice. Yeah, it's very crooked, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay, man. Just let it be crooked. It wants to be crooked. Let it be crooked. That's fine. It was a drunken carpenter that made this. From makeshift parts. That's what we're going with. How big is the display you're trying to make, man? Is it like a Detolf cabinet size, or like a bookshelf, or something that sits independently? Nice glue all over the nice new mat. Yeah, you should post, man. Don't worry about it. Just throw it up there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Wow, that's so weird. Alright, so a little weird cabinet thingy. A really low bookshelf. I'm okay with that. Where are we at? Where am I? There I am. Not bad. As I knock everything over, but you can kind of see the height there. It's alright. It's supposed to be low. I'm probably going to build a window above it. There might be a desk over here. I don't know if there's a... Yeah, there's enough room. There's enough room for a desk. Desk with a window. Yeah, I think that might look kind of cool, actually. I don't know how to say it. Semajzi? Late night craft, I see. I'm coloring my 3D prints before bed. Excellent. What do you use to paint your 3D prints with? Are you just painting them, or do you use paint markers? I actually use paint markers sometimes. I find that really nice. So Samaj, I think. Probably sound terrible saying that. Briscoe, I'm mostly making something for my 1/6 scale figures, so I can use the ones that are going to be smaller figures, but my apartment is a funny angle, so fine. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you got to make do, for sure. Okay, nice. Very nice. You know what I found in... I mean, those are very nice paints, and you probably get great results with them. But it's crazy, like, for certain things, like stand-up details on... I was doing boom boxes and things. I started using paint markers, like these guys for the gold. And even, like, just the Posca paint markers for 3D prints. Not for the whole thing, obviously. You still want to spray it down. But yeah, I had a lot of luck with that for details on boxy things, not like minis or something like that. Yeah, paint markers are awesome. The nicer ones, if you get the cheapos, they're kind of like a little bit difficult to get the coverage, but you know, they still work after a while. Okay. I think what I need for this to build the walls from is 1/4 or 1/2 inch foam, and I don't have any up here, so that's gonna have to be from another time. It could work on the desk, but I feel like I need to look at Pinterest again to kind of figure out how the desk was. So I'm gonna start carving that other wall real quick, and then maybe I'll come back to this. I'm not sure. Good grief. I just got like spaghetti wires hanging everywhere. I just caught my arm on it. So, all right. Yeah, what did we do here? Let's just copy this one. That'll be easier. That does not look anything like an inch. Oh, okay, that's right. I had to cut the bottom of that to get it even. That's fine. Weapons, yeah, guns and upgrade kits for your Transformer. I know, they don't like to sell them sometimes now, but I don't know what it's like with Transformers, but yeah, making cool weapons and stuff, upgrades, that sounds very cool. It's always the accessories you need anyway. Mic out of there. Have you seen the V-Toys Night of War figure? I have not. What is it? I better do a little bit of layout here, because I don't know what is going on. I keep getting more of these, though. This is my third Blade Card veteran, and they're different, though. They have different style ones. Let's see, it's just a cool knight thing. Looks like something out of early Final Fantasy games. Wow, that does sound cool, actually. I'm going to end up writing down everything you say. What am I doing here, man? I'll look it up. V-Toys Knight of War figure. I got like the Briscoe list going here. How do we spell it? Briscoe list. Plastics has gotten more expensive these days, so toy manufacturers are looking to cut costs however they can. Weapons probably end up on the cutting room. Yes, they definitely are. They're facing several pressures, I'm sure. You know, they're wanting to not lay people off, not reduce their own personal bonus checks, not raise the price too much so everyone doesn't get completely mad at them and stop buying them. So they raise it a little bit at a time, and then they try to lower costs at the same time. So yeah, but also I think there's probably, with some of the weapons, obviously there's political pressure where it's just like, you know, some companies, they don't even, like when they did, you know, the Punisher with no guns and goofy stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, Briscoe, that's true. I mean, they make the toys for adults now. So it's a totally different thing than when we were kids. Yeah, really. No guns for the Punisher? What do you even have then? What is he, the janitor? I mean, it's just stupid. It's the whole character. He's a vindictive dude. You know? Just went off and decided to be a vigilante. What are you gonna do? There was another one they did with no guns I thought was crazy. Red Hood. I think he had like the pointy hands or something like that. Yeah, there you go, man. You can just print them up. Are you, where do you get your files? Are you buying them from someone? Are they like Thingiverse files, or are you actually designing them? The pacifist, yeah. The peacemaker. We already have that guy. Although I've never seen it. The Punisher. He'll become like. It still has to be something like adversarial, but like softer. So he's not like punishing you. Maybe he's like scolding you. He's like the scolder. Like, don't do that, guys. Are you guys committing crimes? Did you murder that person? Don't do that. He puts you in timeout. Doesn't bring you cookies, something like that. Mostly free files, and some bought. Patreon, yeah, there are some really. I haven't looked at, toy weapons specifically, but I've seen like miniatures and stuff, and some people design really, really nice stuff, and then you get the files with your Patreon subscription. That's a pretty cool idea. I like the way they set that up, because there's a lot of good value in it for sure. Yeah, the scolder. Could probably make a little skit on that, actually. It would be pretty funny. They used to have, what was it, the Pun Fisher? I can't remember where that was, but I remember that being a thing. The Pun Fisher. Yeah. And we're going to see more and more of that. People making their own stuff. It's already starting. I mean, it's been going on for a while now, but we have so many technology that are available now to assist with that. Which is why you're seeing more and more indie toys, although a lot of them are not made that way. They're prototyped that way, and then they have someone else manufacture them. But some things are made that way. There's one guy on Instagram who makes guns that they look unbelievable for the action figures. 1/12 scale. What is it? It's like Milliworks or something like that. I mean, the details and the painting on it. Yeah, you should. I think it's Milliworks, Mill something. But man, they're really, really nice. He charges a fair bit for them, I want to say, but the details are so good that some of the value's there. He's definitely putting a lot of work into it. So, learning 3D software, yeah. Blender, if you spend some time with it and do some tutorials, I'm not great with it. And every time I stop using it for more than maybe a month, I forget absolutely everything and I have to learn again. So I've done a little bit in Blender, like some windows and some crates and some stuff like that. CG Cookie on YouTube has some really great tutorials. He has one on how to make, it's a marker like this, basically like a Posca marker. Posca marker. Someone that I know or used to watch called it Pasha, and my brain keeps wanting to say that even though it's Posca, I think. But yeah, the tutorial is on how to make something like this in Blender, and because it goes through, it has like, you know, cylinders and curves and how to get the clip and everything. That was really, really helpful for me. If you have an iPad, there's software that is by far the easiest to intuitively do something with an iPad and Apple Pencil, and that's called Shaper 3D. But it's expensive. It's like 30 something bucks a month to use it. There used to be like a trial version. You could make like 2 designs without paying for it and then print them in low poly just to get used to it. But it's kind of like they're like drug dealers because they get you hooked on it, and then they kept jacking the price up. It started at like 20 bucks a month, and I was like, all right, I'll do it for a couple of months. And I got better at it, and then they started raising the price, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. But I found that to be really easy because you use the stylus and you can draw shapes basically and then extrude them and then, you know, work on the surfaces and stuff. It has a lot of different tools that you would have in Blender as well. Blender's amazing, but it takes time to learn how to navigate everything. It's like Photoshop, but maybe even more complicated than Photoshop because you could do so much with Blender. Yeah, I've played with Nomad Sculpt before, but that's not 3D modeling, that's 3D sculpting. So you could do some what they call hard surface modeling, which is like what you're talking about. You're talking about weapon design, so it's like boxy stuff, not, you know, organic stuff. Nomad Sculpt would be great for doing faces and organic things. You can take like a round shape and then cut boxes out of it to get the shape of a weapon, but it's never like, I don't know how to put it. It'll never be perfectly symmetrical. I mean, it could be, but it's much harder to get that than in. Although there are people that do stuff like that. It's box modeling programs like Blender or Shaper 3D would be probably better suited. But you know, you can use anything to. It would be the equivalent of like trying to make, you know, a pistol model out of a piece of clay as opposed to using, you know, cardboard or something. You know, it's just a different process. But yeah, the Apple Pencil, the iPad, and all that kind of stuff has really opened up a lot of programs like Nomad Sculpt, like Procreate, like Shaper 3D that previously were only available on PC. But using a tablet, it's kind of nice. You know, you get away from your desk, the portability of it, and having the interface with the stylus is really, really nice. Obviously, you can get that if you have a really sweet rig or Maya or ZBrush or something like that, and you're spending thousands of dollars on everything. But you can do it much cheaper with the tablets. Wow. So strange. Now everything looks fine again. YouTube's just having a hiccup, I guess. God, this is just, I know this is boring. It's just always these bricks and blocks stream. But it's what I needed to do. A little too close to my finger for comfort. There we go. I need the rock. Let me get the rock. Have you ever heard of Lion's Tower Miniature? No. Now that doesn't mean I've never actually seen them, because I just forget everything now, Briscoe, but it's not ringing any bells. Do I need to add this to the Briscoe list? That's it, Briscoe. I can't take any more, man. Okay. Maybe I'll check him out. But I've seen a few people that do that. But he actually does live streams on YouTube. Does he do the live streams of him actually sculpting the minis, or is he just like talking about other stuff and then also happens to sculpt miniatures? Makes like third-party miniatures. He has an unofficial Final Fantasy IV set and lots of other cool minis. His live streams are him sculpting minis with ZBrush. Cool. Cool. I'm pretty sure you need a really hefty setup to do ZBrush, but I'm not sure. I've never used it. That sounds cool. Now, all that digital stuff is really, really cool, and I think that, you know, it does allow for all the creative expression you need and all of that, but I spend a little bit too much time on the computer, and so I kind of look to this stuff to not look at a screen, and I don't think I really want to do too much of it. I did, like I said, I kind of went down that road a little bit for a while and learned Procreate and was learning a little bit of Photoshop and some other stuff. And I did play with Nomad, and I played with so 3D printing stuff, sculpting for 3D printing, that's a little bit different, right? Because I can use that for dioramas. But I kind of decided I want to minimize it. I mean, there are certain things that are repeatable that I'm going to do in that, or something that's just too small for me to get with my fingers, or I need it to be thin and strong, and the plastic will just be better than trying to make it out of wood or foam. But it's not it doesn't make good content either, you know? I mean, I guess I could show me sculpting it in the program, but I think it's more intriguing to see someone doing something with their hands, and it's definitely more relaxing. I find it usually there's a level of frustration when you're making things on computer. I guess if you get very fluent with the program, that's not quite so much the same thing. You know, once you have a certain level of fluency with it, it's easier to kind of get into the flow. But I don't know. It's more efficient. You know, there's no doubt, because you can make something and then copy it and duplicate it and make all these crazy alterations to it that when you're doing something, you know, once you change it, it's changed. You're never gonna, you know, be able to get it back to the state it was before, usually. So for mass producing something, or if you're making something for even like a little indie run or something like that, all that stuff is really, really cool. I need to make some new windows. I've done a few, but I need to design some new windows in Blender. Actually, making the window in Blender for this thing, a big window, would probably make more sense, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it out of... I was going to do it out of foam because of the stream, but I think I'm going to make it out of... I might make it out of wood. Might make it out of wood. So from here down, it's gotta be split. But yeah, if I was still playing Warhammer or something, and I do sometimes think about doing it because I have a couple of 3D printers and I have a pretty decent resin printer too, so I could probably do something with that. Those miniatures are just so expensive to buy. I've bought armies in the past. I used to have a Dark Angels army, a Dark Eldar army. I had some Wood Elves for fantasy battles. But, you know, you could 3D print a whole army that would cost you like $400 or $500 for that army. You could print it for like, you know, $40 or something. So, yeah, people making their own stuff is micro-manufacturing. Even is just really, really becoming a thing. Definitely cool. Very cool. And it always cracks me up when I do these on Fridays. Like, the later it gets, the more people are on here. I know there's a lot of people lurking, but it's just weird. I guess I'm probably getting more people from other countries too. That's probably what it is. Make that a crooked brick. I'll just use this. Oh, you know what? This might work actually. press these in a little bit. I was using a Sharpie marker for this last week. That's not too bad. Take a bite out of this pecan roll. It's sitting here. Samurai or a steampunk type of dio. So I used to do steampunk pistols, but no to either of those. And I do have to do, well, wait a minute. I've done not a samurai, but kind of like I did one for, I did like a dojo scene for Naruto. And it had like the tatami mats, and I painted like one of those like folding screen in the background with like a cherry blossom painted on it. I don't think it was a cherry blossom, but it was something like that. But I need to do a dojo sometime in the near future. Have you? think. Well, maybe I'll do a little bit more rounding up here. Briscoe. No, I'm looking to get something for some of my Star Wars movie realization figures. Is that... I'm not familiar. Is that the kind where they do like the samurai style Star Wars? Is that what that is? Because if it is, those do look pretty cool. Yeah, you know, I don't buy Star Wars figures. Nothing against Star Wars. I do like Star Wars, the older Star Wars, and the prequels were good too. Yeah, I thought those looked really, really cool when I saw them, and yeah, I could dig that. That might look kind of cool, though, Briscoe doing like a cross between the futuristic and the samurai kind of thing. So you do like almost like a cyberpunk dojo, maybe with an imperial twist to it. I could see that being pretty cool. It's about an equal level of jacked upness, although you know what, the edges on this one is much more uneven, so we need to do some of that. Yeah, let's take this one. God, I don't like my hand being there before I put force on it, so let's move that. Uneven, too even. Now we could skip a level. Yeah, I hope they make an emperor in that style. A throne room would be cool. A throne room would be cool. Yeah, that would be like the Japanese emperor style throne room. Do something like with the steps, and yeah, that would look pretty cool for sure. I bet you could work that whole theme into a Star Destroyer too. Did they ever make anything with the droids? Or is it only the Imperial stuff that they made in the samurai style? Because that's all I've seen. I haven't seen any, like, Jedi or anything like that. That's starting to look a little bit more rough and tumble. I think we're going to cut this out. It's the same music I'm listening to every Friday, but man, I don't know. I'm not sick of it yet. Gotta find some other stuff, but I mean, the playtime on this track is 3 hours, so it doesn't repeat, I don't think. If it does, I don't notice it. There is a C-3PO, but yeah, I'd like to see more Jedis as well. Darth Maul looks really badass. I haven't seen the Darth Maul. I've seen, like, the Stormtroopers. I've seen Vader. Yeah. I've not seen the Darth Maul. What do those usually run roundabouts, Briscoe? I'm sure they're not cheap. Okay, yeah, we're done with that. Cool. Not like anyone's gonna ever even care, but I'm gonna round this one a little bit more. No! What are you doing, dude? Okay. Okay, that's good. What else could there be in here besides this? And a desk. I really need to look at Pinterest to kind of figure out the rest of what I'm doing with this. Yeah, maybe I'll do one little... I think I need a rock. I think I need a rock, so let me do a rock. that tear out. That's okay. More rocky. R2-D2 coming out as well. Darth Maul looks great, like a demon. 75 to 120. Yeah, I mean, it's pricey, but it's not an unusual price these days for a more premium figure. And I think a lot of people have gotten to that point now where they're just like, they don't even want to bother with the lower cost figures because you just end up with so many of them, they take over your entire life. Might as well just get a smaller quantity of nicer things. I mean, sure, it is nice that you can buy, if you, I mean, you don't get them for $20 anymore, but like a Marvel Legend or something like that, and then, you know, like a little treat here and there, you don't really have to plan it that much. Coming out of your check, $20, like, you know, having lunch or something like that. But $120 obviously is a lot more of a consideration. But I've seen, you know, lots of people, they just go for so long and then they're just struggling, dying to get rid of all the bloat that they get in their collections. Something in here I don't like. I don't know. I'll just cut it. Oops, see, now that little one's a little too pieced out, but it'll be alright. It'll be fine when it's painted. Asian Hell. That's an interesting thought. It's not too bad. Yeah, that does sound kind of cool. Asian Hell, Mandarin Spawn. Yeah, thanks. Just a little rocky rock. Rocks are one of those things, like, it's almost hard to have too many of them. You can just, set them up however you like. Looks really cool. I have some snow-covered ones, some regular covered ones. I need to do some desert. Desert style would be cool. I'm lacking in the desert department. That on there. Oh well, it's on there. Okay, I like it a little bit more now. Alright, man, that'll work. Okay, so I have quite a bit to think about, I want to work on this, and I'm going to do some research on Pinterest for what I want to do here with this window, and if I'm going to use wood or if I'm going to use foam. I do have this window that I haven't used yet. I got a couple of these. And one of these would probably look cool, like over the desk. So it could be like over the desk on this side, and then maybe have like that other style window over here. I don't know what it'll look like with the circular window and the square window. I have to kind of think about that. It's going to kind of look like a spaceship, but it's not a spaceship. But I don't know. It might look cool. So take a look at that, and then that stone wall I just finished. They need to be, that whole other thing needs to be glued together. I got the pieces over there. I'm not going to get up and get it. And then have that painted black. Maybe I'll do some painting on the next stream. I don't know. But like I said, I have this whole list of ideas that I probably already showed for different things that I could potentially do that would be interesting for a stream or a video. I've got to do a little more brainstorming. I'm very indecisive with doing stuff, so I have to just sometimes just start doing something, otherwise nothing ever happens. So, alright. What is here? Looking good. I want to make a 1/12 Hoth setting for my snow speeder, but I'm trying to use the whole size. You can use 1-inch foam for that. I mean, 2-inch is nice, right? But you could layer stuff and then carve into it with the hot wire foam cutter and then touch it up with a knife. Or if you use the hot wire foam cutter and with like snow, you use some kind of mixture paste you're going to put over the top. You don't even need to really hit it with a knife too much. You could use Sculptamold or some kind of snow compound. I know a lot of people use baking soda mixed with something to make like a snow, and I've done it before and I can't even remember what it is. It might be just water and maybe some glue. I don't know, but it makes like a goopy kind of snow paste. I have some on some crates actually, and it's all right, but it would probably look good for that. But snow's kind of easy. Like, you don't have to do a whole lot of definition when you do snow. You just get the contours, and it's white, and it's fluffy. So getting the texture to look really good is another matter. There are some products that are really cool. Some guys I've seen have had some really cool results with snow. Mine's been kind of hit or miss. Yeah, that terrain snow, that should probably do the trick. For sure. For sure. Well, I think I'm going to get off here. It's 1:25, and this wasn't too bad with the laptop. The screen's a little hard to see. So I might be, selling a kidney and buying a new streaming PC here shortly. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for hanging out, everyone that's here, and Briscoe especially. Thank you very much for chatting with me. Makes things go a lot easier. And I have some stuff on the Briscoe list that I will be looking up. And should be doing this again next week on Friday, hopefully at an slightly earlier time, and maybe a little bit more together. But thanks for coming by, and take care, guys.